Welcome to Stockholders' Equity, Part 5. By the end of this ACLET, you should be able to allocate a cash dividend between preferred and common stockholders. This ACLET is a continuation of Stockholders' Equity, Parts 1 through 4. You are still the accountant for ABC Inc. ABC is authorized to issue 120,000 shares of $1 par value common stock and 75,000 shares of $10 par value 4% non-cumulative preferred stock. In 2015, on November 18th, ABC's Board of Directors declared a $25,000 cash dividend. We prepared the journal entry for the dividend in a previous ACLET. Now we will figure out how much of the $25,000 went to preferred stockholders and how much was left for common stockholders. And here's the status of ABC's outstanding shares as of November 18, 2015. Each year, preferred stockholders have first dibs on cash dividends before common stockholders get any. The first thing we need to do is figure out how much preferreds have a right to each year before commons get any cash dividends. To calculate preferred stockholders' annual dividend, we'll start with the number of preferred shares outstanding. Multiply by the par value per share, then multiply by the dividend rate. How many shares of preferred stock were outstanding, that is, in the hands of stockholders when ABC's Board of Directors declared the cash dividend on November 18? 7,000. What is the par value per share of preferred stock? $10. And what is the dividend rate for ABC's preferred stock? That's the percent included on the stock certificates, 4%. And while we have the stock certificate handy, notice that the stock is non-cumulative. This will be important in a bit. ABC's preferred stockholders are entitled to $2,800 of cash dividends each year before common stockholders get even a penny. Before we continue, it's important that you understand that while preferred stockholders have a right to $2,800 in cash dividends each year before common stockholders get any, there's no guarantee that preferreds will get all or any of the $2,800 in any particular year. If the corporation does not have enough cash or enough retained earnings, the Board of Directors, by law, cannot declare a cash dividend, in which case even preferreds won't get their annual amount. The next step is to divide the cash dividend between preferred and common stockholders. We'll use a little chart or table in order to stay organized. The first column is for the year in which a cash dividend is declared. The second column is for the amount of the cash dividend declared. The third column, the widest, is where we'll show our calculations. The last two columns are for the portion of the declared dividend that goes to preferred stockholders and the portion that's left for common stockholders. Remember that ABC's preferred stock is non-cumulative. We're ready to start. The year is 2015. ABC's Board of Directors declared a $25,000 cash dividend. The first thing we'll do in the calculation box is subtract the preferred's annual amount, $2,800, from the dividend declared. This leaves a positive $22,200. Because the amount is positive, it's the portion of the dividend left for common stockholders. So we'll enter $22,200 in the common dividend column and $2,800 in the preferred dividend column. The amounts in the last two columns must add up to the amount of the dividend declared, $25,000 in this case. Remember, our purpose in doing this is to split the dividends declared between preferred and common stockholders. We won't take the time here, but if you wanted to know the dividend per share, you'd take the $2,800 and divide by 7,000 outstanding shares of preferred stock. Then you'd divide $22,200 by 45,000 outstanding shares of common stock. In the previous ACLETs, did not get beyond transactions that occurred in the first few days of 2016. So in order to be able to continue to demonstrate how to split cash dividends between preferred and common stockholders, we'll just tell you how much ABC's Board of Directors declared in 2016 and 17. $1,000 in 2016 and $10,000 in 2017. Again, the first step in our calculation for 2016 is to subtract the preferred's annual amount, $2,800, from the dividend declared. But this time we get a negative result, a negative $1,800. Whenever you get a negative result, you know immediately that there were no dividends left for common stockholders. Their share for the year is automatically 0. And since the amounts in the last two columns have to add up to the amount of dividends declared for the year, preferreds get the whole $1,000. Double check to make sure that preferred and common dividends do add up to the amount of dividends declared. For 2017, again, the first step is to subtract the preferred's annual dividend amount, $2,800, from the dividend declared. This time the result is a positive $7,200. Since it is positive, the $7,200 is left for commons, and the $2,800 goes to preferreds. Double check, $2,800 plus $7,200 does equal the $10,000 dividends declared. Can you see that being a preferred stockholder has both an upside and a downside? The advantage is that in a bad year, like 2016, preferreds got something at least, while commons got nothing. But in good years, like 2015 and 2017, preferreds were limited to their annual share, while commons got all the rest. This concludes the ACLET, Stockholders' Equity, Part 5.